Did you ever see a kid with the Maverick hoodie on?
Yeah. I like know someone who had one. I don't remember. No, I mean I don't know the name, but like I remember seeing it. And I was like, wow, jealous.
I feel like all the kids that would like run around at their block would always be wearing those.
You were a low gangster.
I was definitely low gangster. It was kind of funny because my sister was a Jake Pauler. So there's some beef in the house.
I think I watched maybe 3 Logan Paul videos, and one of them being the controversial one.
The one in Japan.
I swear
Yep.
you were a low gangster.
No, I didn't really watch much Logan Paul, I don't think.
For those that don't know, that is a YouTuber. Now boxer or WWE wrestler.
Now
Jake's a
WWE wrestler,
boxer.
yeah. But I think didn't he get like injured or something? Or am I making that up? I think he got injured and now he's just like not.
He got
doing it
canceled
anymore.
because he like tried to like bring down his friend George because he believed in God.
Yeah, so we don't really stand.
We did just buy his product. We were at a gas station.
It's not even really his
His
product.
KSIs.
No, but like they don't actually own it. I thought they owned it.
Oh,
They don't. They're like they're
Literally-
spokesperson. They're spokespeople for it. They don't actually own.
It wasn't their idea.
No, they don't actually own the company.
Oh.
Because I was thinking, yeah, they get a percentage. But I thought they were like sole owners of this company, and no, that is not the case.
That's weird. I literally thought it was like all their idea.
No, that's what I kind of thought too.
Do you see Jake Paul lost his fight?
To Tommy Fury.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys like watch Love Island? Do you know who Tommy Fury is?
No, I don't know who Tommy Fury is.
He has like a famous brother that's also like a boxer or something.
That's how I know.
Yeah.
Huh.
Something Fury. What is it?
Tommy Fury.
No, the brother. That was a great fight.
Okay, for this episode, we're gonna be doing overrated and underrated. So I want to start us off with Logan Paul, overrated or underrated?
Are we talking current or? Like
I think
his whole
with
career?
I think with
Whole
all these
career.
questions, it just needs to be like not specific and just like in general.
In general, whole career. What do we think?
That's hard.
I think he is perfectly hyped. I think like the hype he has is what he deserves. I wouldn't credit him to any more.
Yeah, I would think so too, because there's no one that really like stands with him when he like goes through these controversies. I think it's perfectly like people react perfectly normal to.
It is weird though with like the Paul brothers that like my parents even know who they are.
Really?
Yeah, because they're talked about in more than just like the YouTube world.
Yeah, true.
So I don't think he's overhyped. He's popular. His name's out there, but I don't think it's overhyped. I think it's like perfect.
I don't think my parents would know who the Paul brothers are unless I like.
My
reminded
dad
them.
just like was like, oh, Jake Paul. I was like, yeah, but yeah, they're like fine. Okay, what about Cats?
Cats.
The movie or the animal?
No, the animal.
Overrated.
What?
Overrated.
Overrated. Cats are so overrated.
So much hate.
Yeah, and it's
Exactly.
deserved.
Yeah.
Deserved hate.
Oh, I'm assuming you think they're underrated?
I think cats are perfectly rated because
Okay, no. Overrated or
There's
underrated?
no perfect.
We can't do perfect.
here. They're underrated? No.
underrated.
Have you ever, like, let me say this first. I was at my cousin's house once. They have 2 cats, right? I was having fun with the one cat. Like, it's a nice cat. And I was like, oh, great, this is fun. And then, I, like, go downstairs and then come back upstairs and I, like, go to my bag.
I
It
know
is,
where
like,
this going.
wet. And I'm like, why is my bag wet? All my clothes for the entire trip. It's, like, wet. I'm like, what happened?
Oh.
I thought it was, like, swim trunks or something that were, like, wet. No, it was just cat pee. It smelled terrible. It was terrible.
See, yeah, cats will do that, but here's my thing. People classify cats and dogs like the same thing, and then they're like, well, you gotta pick one. I think that that's wrong, because I think they're 2 very different things, and then people are always like, you're either a cat person or a dog person.
Well, I think without dogs even in the equation, cats are so overrated.
When's the last time
Yes.
you ever pet a cat in your life?
Petting dogs is so much better than petting cats. Cats are, like, all bony.
Again, Jace, they're not the same thing. You just proved my point.
I know. But you have to make a comparison somewhere, because that's the way we live. Is everything is a comparison.
Maddie, what do you want to compare it to? Would I rather pet a cat over a lizard? Yes. But I'm talking cats. I'm not comparing it to any other animal. Cats are overrated.
Respectfully disagree, cats are... Well, if I could have it
Which you can't.
If I could say what I wanted to, I would say cats are perfectly rated, but I guess that's not how it works here.
It's overrated or underrated. All right. Next one. Target.
Ooh,
The store. Target.
Target.
I want to hear Jace's perspective on this because I think girls or women
Right.
Right.
Yeah, just what are your thoughts?
I think Target is underrated.
Good, really.
Target is one of the best stores, like general, like or whatever out there. I think it's better than Walmart.
Oh, it's just the 1-star restaurant compared to like a 4.5-star restaurant. Walmart's the 1-star, and that like they serve the same thing. You've got the clothes, you have the groceries, you have the technology, you have everything, but it's just like way better brands and way better quality. Is it more expensive? Yeah.
But you can find the cheap stuff at Target
Oh
too.
yeah.
There's like a lot of deals there. And I remember finding like you could just find like random deals and cool stuff there.
Like their home decor. Love their home decor section.
It's also like laid out so much better than Walmart is.
It is. Yeah.
It's like pretty much the same thing, but I feel like it's just easier to get places at Target. Maybe it's just because it's smaller, but I just have a better time at Target than I do at Walmart.
Like cleaner, and I think the colors are like so satisfying when you walk into Target.
It's like we've all like had those Walmart trips where you like feel scared walking in there, and I
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
you wouldn't be scared like going into Target.
You know what? You know, like self-checkouts at these stores? I think Walmart's is a higher pitched, like, scan sound compared to Target. It stresses me out. Target's is a lot more, what would you say? Like lower.
It's just like a lower frequency. Like it's just like
Yes, yeah.
calming.
It's more chill. Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever noticed that. I don't think I listened to.
No, next time you walk in there, like, take notice of that.
Is there a
It's
Target in
so
Sioux Falls?
satisfying.
Yeah, there is. I don't know if I've ever used a self checkout at Target. Now that I think about it,
What?
no, because whenever I go to Target, I feel like we get so much stuff, so it's faster to go through like cashier.
Guys, I saw a TikTok where, you know, Target has like Starbucks or whatever. If you get a coffee throughout your whole time in Starbucks, you can go get a free refill.
I saw that too. I don't know if it's true.
I don't know if it's true either, but
Go test it.
no, I don't like coffee. So,
I like coffee. I'll take one for the team.
yeah.
But if I get denied live, I'm gonna be.
I know. I just have a hard time believing that. I feel like the amount of money lost from that. I mean, no one does it, so I don't know.
Okay, I have a burning question.
What's that?
Are road trips over or under?
Road trips. I feel like
That's tricky.
I feel like at the time, like when you're on the road, it feels so long and so bad, and it just doesn't feel like a good time. But then you get to that feeling where you get home, and then everything just feels boring because you're at home.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
they're
Yeah.
I
underrated.
think family road trips are sorry mom, terrible. But I think nothing's better than like a friend road trip.
Yeah.
Like friend road trips are so like underhyped.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Definitely.
Yeah, I think a lot of family arguments start in the car, so it does get hard.
See, my family's not. It's like if we're traveling, it'll be I'm listening to music, my sister's listening to music, my dad's driving, and my mom's doing whatever, or I'm driving and my parents are doing whatever. It doesn't really.
My dad, yeah, my dad like always insists on like controlling the music, and it's like so loud that like no one else can do anything but like be forced to listen to his music. That's the downfall of our road trips.
We love Scott.
Yeah.
Shout out Scott.
See, my dad'll be like listening to like whatever game is going on at like volume 5, so I don't really have to like worry about.
That is a luxury. That is
He's,
a luxury.
he's very much.
Yeah, I
very
don't have
much
to
a
worry about
content guy, I
loud
guess.
music.
Disney in general, like Disney movies, Disney shows, Disney World, and
Such a broad topic, but that's what makes this fun.
Disney controls like everything. I feel like if I say over or underrated, it's just gonna like include
hard-
so many things.
Well, and it's like to us back in our day when Disney was a thing, like the quality of the shows and like the entertainment value was so much better than what it is now.
I agree.
If I had to rate it right now in this moment, like and not 7 years ago, I think it's overrated personally.
I think Disney gets a lot of hate now, and for that reason, I'm actually gonna say I think it's underrated right now because I think there's a lot of hate for it. But like when we go 10 years in the future, and when kids look back, they're our age, and they look back, they're gonna be like, "Oh, Disney now is terrible. I wish it was like it was 10 years ago."
That's very true. I think it's like a generational thing, and our generation is like on the out cycle of Disney shows, obviously.
That's the same thing with like Saturday Night Live. Like everyone always complains. They're always like, "Oh, it's so terrible now."
Speaking of Maddie, Travis Kelce's on tomorrow night. I saw a preview for it, so I'm excited for you.
But yeah, they're always like, "Oh, it was so much better like 10 years ago. Oh, it was so much better 10 years ago. Oh, it's so much."
Those are, like, the stories that they heard.
And it just keeps going. I think it's the same thing.
That's like definitely like the underlying topic.
Theme.
Underlying theme in pop culture. It definitely like
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always I wish it was like it was 10 years ago.
So I would say Disney is underrated.
Also, With the Disney thing,
I still have to stick with my
what channel was your favorite when you were little? Were you like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, or Disney?
Disney for a lot of the shows, but there was some Cartoon Network ones that were they just hit.
Yeah.
That's a hard question because for me, like Nickelodeon and Disney were like 50-50, but like you'd never catch me like doing like the Disney XD.
No, Disney XD. I
no,
was just about to ask
no,
about Disney XD.
No, I wasn't cool enough. I'm not a skater kid. Like I wasn't cool enough. I did The Good Like Charlie, Jessie, SpongeBob, Tom and Jerry.
See, I liked,
Tom and Jerry was not
like,
never mind.
the Lab
Nope.
Rats,
Nope.
Mighty Med,
Nope.
Zeke and Luther. That was a good one. Yeah, all those Disney XD ones. Which I feel like they marketed that towards like the skater,
It was.
the skater boys or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone actually watching Disney XD fell into that demographic. I think they were just like,
Yeah, I don't know what target audience they were.
They were. I think they like had it so the kids who thought it was quote unquote embarrassing to watch Disney, they were like, well.
yeah,
They're like, I
this
haven't
is
watched
cool,
it yet.
Disney.
Yeah, this is cool, Disney.
Speaking of getting cozy watching some Disney Channel, what are your guys' thoughts on robes? Overrated or underrated? Robes.
Robes, like the towel with sleeves.
Yes.
I was so confused where you're going with that. Robes? What?
I think underrated. I've never had one, never put one on, but I really.
You've
want
never had a robe? Maddie, I'm telling you, if you owned a robe, you'd be such a robe
Yeah, I
person.
have to buy one. Jace, what are your thoughts
Yes.
on robes?
I don't know. That's just a random thing.
Exactly.
No, I think overrated. What?
What? Why?
I'm not gonna go chill around with a robe.
Have you before?
Probably when I was like 4 and I had like a SpongeBob robe.
We'll try it again.
Wait, actually, I think Griffin had one.
Robes are great. How about like
I wore a robe when I wanted to look like a Jedi from Star Wars. That's when I wore a robe.
that would make sense. What about like those they're called like comfies? They're like the big oversized like fuzzy sweatshirt things. It's like the same texture as like a robe, but it's just like a big sweatshirt and a hood. I have one of those. It's black, but that's okay.
Yeah, we have a Snuggie too, and it's
Nope,
like,
not a Snuggie.
Oh, well,
Not a
that-
Snuggies are thinner quality.
but it's like the same. It's like a blanket with sleeves. It's like the same thing as a robe, right?
Well, robes have ropes on
And
them.
I've never used it.
The good thing about comfies and robes is they like have a little something too on the snuggies. Don't. But
Snuggies
it's
are.
like- It's the thinnest blanket material you could ever find.
So Snuggie's overrated, I guess.
Back to the
Way to
robe
go
one though,
first.
I think they're underrated. Alright. Where's my phone? Okay. My next one I have is North Dakota accents. Overrated or underrated?
I think they're pretty hilarious too. It's funny when you meet someone that has like, you like never, you don't experience like a Midwestern accent. Like you don't take note of it. But there's some people that have it so strong that you can tell, and it's so funny. Like I remember this one guy was talking to me. He's like, you know, I love it here, and I can't even do it.
That was
I-
pretty good.
I love Nordakota. He said Nordakota.
What? That's like not even a North Dakota accent.
No, like this. He literally like that's legitimately how he talked.
How do you guys pronounce North Dakota?
North Dakota.
See, I think I pronounce it like North Dakota. I almost say I'm like North Dakota.
North Dakota.
I like forget the TH. North.
That's what this guy was doing, but he
Yeah.
had Dakota. He's Nordakota.
Well, I've never. He's messed up. That's not real.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think our accents are underrated because I think they're pretty like cozy.
And the crazy thing is, I met this guy at the top of a mountain.
Next.
No,
What state do you think has the worst like Midwestern accent?
Midwestern.
I think it's
what states are
obvious.
Midwestern? I don't know.
I think it's obvious.
Minnesota.
No. Well,
Yes.
there's one that's worse.
What's that?
Have you ever been to Wisconsin?
Yeah, that's like the same thing.
It's worse. They're
No.
worse.
Like, what do they say? What are their famous quotes?
Cheese.
That's not what they say.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah, cheese. There. Do you know?
no, I'm saying like that, like the way. What's their thing they can't pronounce? That
I-
just sounds weird.
I don't know.
Same as North Dakota, but it's just like
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
That. Oh, okay.
Wisconsin.
Okay.
No, I don't think we should be making fun of accents here. That's kind of.
I don't
Well,
think we're having fun.
But did you know they make all the toilet paper like comes from Wisconsin?
Why are you making fun of toilet paper right now?
No, I'm saying, come on. like every single toilet paper brand, like Continental and like the Bear one, whatever, all those brands, they're all from the same town in Wisconsin.
Can I ask for a fact check on that?
Yes. I will find the toilet paper town in Wisconsin.
While you're finding the toilet paper town, I'll move on to the next one. Jace, this is gonna be a hard one for you.
I think the real one was already.
That went through him over. Okay, ready? Star Wars. I'm gonna go first. Overrated like no other.
I want you to know that we are currently, as we speak, sitting in Jason's
Staring at a Yoda sticker on the door. I want to hear you guys' opinions.
Maddie, you go ahead.
Okay, for Star Wars, I really like the costumes that they wear. I didn't get the storyline at all.
Which one? The first or the 32nd?
There's someone that's like dating, but it's like their sister, the Princess Leia, right?
I went to one in theaters and it was like horrible. The only reason why I liked it is because it was like a VIP theater.
I did play Lego Star Wars on my brother's PS growing up, and that was fun. But I'm gonna have to say that
Like the movies.
Star Wars is overrated. Jace,
We won't interrupt.
You know, I'm fine with that if you think it's overrated. I mean, it's obviously a thing that's not meant for everyone. I mean, just like any other thing.
Why isn't it meant for us? Are we too dumb to
That was
decide?
rude.
I didn't say anything. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, Maddie's the science person, so she knows everything that's going on.
Yeah, you're right.
Space
Space Gal-
No, but it's just like it's a really like big story now. It's kind of turned into like how like superhero stuff is, like Marvel and DC and all that stuff. Now Star Wars has like all these movies, all these shows, video games, books, like all this stuff, and it's kind of hard to get into if you've never like had an experience with that. Like, I mean, I grew up watching all the movies because I had them all on DVD, and every time when I go on a road trip, that's what I would put in.
So you're saying right now, if you like weren't into the Star Wars series, you like didn't watch a lot of the movies, you would understand it would be hard to get into.
Yeah, I would think so. Like,
I think that's where I'm at with it.
I think the one good thing about it is I think a lot of the movies can stand alone, but also you don't get as much of the story if you don't.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
But that's like also something that I think there's a lot of the movies, especially like the new ones, I think a lot of them get overhated just because,
They're new.
yeah, and that's the same thing. It's like I miss the old Star Wars movies because that's what it was when like they made the prequel movies in the early 2000s. People were hating on that.
The other thing is, aren't the Star Wars movies like not in order at all?
Kind of. It's just like it goes 4, 5, 6, then 1, 2, 3, and then 7, 8,
Star
9.
Wars is there for
There's 9 movies. Well, of like the main storyline, then there's like other like side movies too, like Rogue One and Solo.
Have you seen all of them?
I've seen all of them. I've seen all the shows. I've seen.
I mean, that's cool to like be into that like aggressively. Sorry.
You want to talk about being into something aggressive?
No, I know. That's what I'm saying is like, I think it's cool that certain people have like their certain things. Like,
Right, that's like what makes humans different from.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's why movies work,
But-
because
so-
some people like them and some
Yeah.
people don't.
right. So, are you saying overrated
I
or
will
underrated?
say
You can't say perfectly rated.
no. I will say underrated, just because
And that's fine. It makes
I
sense.
have to say no. But I think a lot of the stuff is like overhated, so I think I have to say underrated because a lot of the new stuff is overhated.
That's true. Okay, I have one. Okay. Fish.
Jason's like in shock by all of these.
Fish as like a pet or as a food?
I'm taking it as a pet.
Okay.
I think they're underrated.
I actually agree with that. I feel like you know what you're getting. When you buy a fish, you know what you're getting.
Exactly. It's not a whole lot of commitment. It's not a lot of money. And like you still can walk by it and like smile because you're like, oh, that's my fish.
Exactly. So wholesome.
Fish are underrated.
You don't gotta walk it. You don't gotta.
You can buy it and put it on your shelf, and you can give it any personality that you want it to.
Exactly.
You can be like,
exactly.
oh, Bubbles like was literally.
I
so
had a
happy
fish
today.
called Bubbles. That's so crazy
Really?
that you said that. Yes.
It's basically just having like an imaginary friend that you can see,
No,
and like it
Right.
just eats.
I'm like literally
and sleeps.
gonna go buy a fish right now. It's appealing. It's so appealing.
I kind of want to fish.
They're also just kind of
Yeah,
like,
we should get a fish for our dorm.
it's kind of weird to say, but they're just kind of like nice little decorations.
It is. No, it is. I think when you walk in and you like see a little fish, you're like, oh, okay. They're like nice.
And that's you putting personality on it.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll
so
say
I'm gonna say underrated. Jay said underrated.
Yeah, I'll say underrated.
I think underrated.
I think as a food, they're also underrated. I think
So
fish
too.
are
I
pretty
think some
tasty.
people there's certain fish that I don't think people give enough of. Anyways.
Yeah.
Next one. This one could be controversial. Instagram.
Ooh,
Overrated.
overrated. I had to think about that. I think it ends up controlling a lot of people's lives, and like they're not living in the moment, and they're just saying, "Oh, this will be a fire Instagram post.
Yeah, like the saying, "Do it for the gram."
Do it for the gram."
Like, shows a lot.
I think
Exactly.
the other thing where it starts to become a lot is when people have a picture, they want to post it, but they put Instagram at such like a high standard that they're like, it's not Instagram worthy, so I'm gonna like post it on like Visco, or like I'm gonna post it on like this or this because it's not good enough for Instagram. Like I don't know why Instagram has such like that high pedestal. Like it shouldn't be. Yeah. And like
Just like as an app, like you can't do a whole lot with it. It's really just like posting pictures.
like it's fun seeing pictures, and I like seeing pictures of people with like their friends or like their family and like seeing that, but like
And why I hesitated for so long too is I don't even really use Instagram in the traditional way. I use it to look at like memes, and like we got a big group chat on Instagram and like send memes to each other.
that stuff is fun. Yeah.
And I also like that's how I get like information, especially like with track times, like college time, so I can see like how DSU is doing, how UMary is doing, how like all these different schools are doing, because they have the results on there, they have pictures on there, and it's cool to see that.
I think it also could be different for like boys versus girls too. I think girls use it a lot as like, I don't know. I think they
wouldn't
have
make
more
it a boy
pressure
and
with
girl
it.
thing.
You don't think?
I don't think it's a boy and girl thing. I think it's just what people are looking for. Like Jason's looking for it as like a resource,
That's true.
and some people look for it as like a status promoter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, I drop fire Instagram comments and get tons of likes because I'm cool like that.
Yeah.
That's
I
very
dropped
cool.
I dropped a few in Spanish and it went crazy.
Can I ask on what post?
I'll pull it up. It's kind of funny. It made me chuckle at
Is
least.
it someone we know or just like a random?
No, it's just a random account.
Right.
You know, sometimes I just like to comment in like different languages, and then I get like a whole bunch of like
How many likes does it have?
likes.
364.
Yeah, you know,
Oh wait, that's kind of funny.
it's not even the language I speak,
Right.
but you know,
That's a flex.
Okay, I have another one. Overrated or underrated senior year of high school?
I'm gonna say I think it is overrated because everyone said senior year is gonna be such an easy year, but I've found that senior year has been a stressful year. I think it's been more stressful than junior year, by far. Yes.
Because of like the
Is that-
college aspects or
is that
like
classes
classes that
Well,
you took?
yeah, that, and then like scholarships, and then like having all this responsibility to do this, do that, get this done, get that done. It's just, you know, you don't get a lot of time. I thought I was gonna have a lot of time, and I just don't.
That's fair. I think it's definitely like hyped up in the way of people are like, yeah, like take easy classes, and then they're like I don't care, it's senior year. Like I feel like that's definitely like a thing that gets like thrown out there at like events, especially like student sections. They're like, we don't care, it's senior year. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Or it's like
Absolutely.
junior year for people that like don't really seek out going above and beyond. Junior year is definitely more stressful because there's more stuff that you're like required to do. But for senior year, like not everyone will like reach out and find scholarships. Not everyone will like take those classes that'll put them ahead like next year at college.
I think also I wasn't prepared for it at least, but going into senior year for me, it goes by so fast because you're thinking about everything but high school. Like at the beginning of the year, you're constantly thinking about college. What college are you going to go to? Okay, what are you thinking about doing? And then some people are still thinking about that the second half of the year. Like high school, you're fine. You're like in your sports, you're in your classes you've been taking, but it's like the things outside of school.
I agree with that.
And there's almost like a pressure to like not say no to like going to a basketball game or like hanging out with the class because it's like these like are our last chances to do that.
Yeah.
So you kind of like a lot of people do a lot more things.
I think some people don't appreciate it enough to like do those things, but the typical saying of like senior year is like the best year, like it's your last year of high school, you can do whatever you want, blah blah blah. Yes, you have more freedom, but there's more stresses that people don't talk about. So I think it's overrated.
When you're a junior, you still get like the senior year talk. I don't know why, but we did at least. And then so after talking all about college last year and this entire year, I like feel like I should be in college right now, but I'm still like making my way there.
Yeah.
So I feel like it feels really slow, but at the same time, it's just so fast. So it's overrated. I feel like.
I agree.
Another one, crumble cookie. Crumble cookies.
Overrated. So overrated.
I also think they're overrated, which is shocking because I talk about them a lot.
I think there's just so much like butter in those things that it makes me feel like
Okay, well,
I'm going to die.
no, it is.
You feel gross.
Or I've never felt good after eating one. I've never been like, yeah, that tasted good.
Here's the thing I like about crumble cookies is looking at the menu every week because it changes and it's exciting. Do I look at it every Sunday at like 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m.? Yes, because that's when they update it. But after you spend the money on these big cookies that you feel, like Jay said, horrible after eating them, the moment's wasted and it's kind of gone. It's fun walking in there because it's aesthetically pleasing. The colors are cute. It's clean in there. It smells great. But after that, it's not worth it. So I would say overrated.
Experience lasts about 15 minutes and then you feel sick for a good like 2 days after. And so for that reason, I'm going to have to say.
Have Maddie and I driven to Bismarck just because the menu was good that week? 100%.
Are we technically doing that tomorrow?
Yes. But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I went to this really cool place in downtown Sioux Falls, and they had it was like a crumble cookie, but it was like a local thing, and I had a cookie there, and it was really good. It didn't taste like a crumble cookie. It didn't have like, you know how they have like those nasty ones that have like 2 inches of frosting on top of it.
There's this one right now. It's like a bacon one or something like that.
Maple bacon.
Yeah.
Yummy.
No, that's why we're going for.
I don't know if I can do that. But yeah, overrated.
I have one.
Okay.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Jace from the future here. We're soon to be broke college students, so here's an ad.
I have one.
Okay.
We're on.
Dude, that was on my list and that's the only one I've skipped so far because I was just like, that's kind of dumb. But no, I put it on my list for a reason. I just didn't know if you guys would like it.
I would say underrated.
Underrated?
Brunch, underrated.
I would agree.
Because I think brunch
When
is
do you
like,
guys classify brunch though?
I'd say like 10 to like 11. I'd say is like,
What? I would do like 11 to like 1.
That's lunch.
that's lunch
11
then.
to 1, that's lunch.
Yeah, it's like 10 to 11. I say like in that range. Like maybe like a 9:30 to like 11:30 thing.
I think brunch, I wouldn't even say it's overrated just because I don't think it's that much of a thing, but I don't think it needs to be a thing. So I'm going to say overrated.
I like a good brunch more than I like breakfast.
Because let's be honest, what sounds more appealing? Hey, do you want to go get breakfast tomorrow? Or hey, do you want to go get brunch?
But brunch to me is breakfast. Like if I
Sleep in. If someone's like, do you want to go get breakfast? You know.
but that's still okay. Hold on. Are we classifying brunch as a time frame or a food? Because
Or food. Because
Any event, the time frame.
Yeah,
and the food.
the time
because
frame.
if it's like, hey, let's like go get food and it's like 10 a.m. That's like still breakfast to me. That's not brunch.
Thing. Okay, when you go to a
I'm
restaurant,
so confused.
when you go to a restaurant for brunch or for breakfast,
That's
the
brunch.
brunch food is always.
But
better.
that's lunch food. That's not, you know what I'm
No,
Okay.
it's not.
This is how I would classify brunch versus breakfast, right? You go to a restaurant and they have both food for lunch and food for breakfast at this establishment.
Let's use Country Kitchen as an example.
Like Country Kitchen, something like that. There's a place that you could go get brunch. But if you
Okay,
go to a
I see what
place
you're
like
saying. So it's like either having bacon, eggs, and pancakes in the beginning of your day or having a burger.
I disagree.
I don't get it.
Brunch food is completely different.
So what would you eat for breakfast and what would you eat for brunch? I'm really curious.
For breakfast, I would definitely probably
Realistic
have. Okay, so if I would go to a restaurant and order breakfast, I would get pancakes. But here's my thing: brunch is ordering like chicken and waffles. You got the chicken strips and you got the waffles. That's brunch to me.
That's lunch to me.
I think that's brunch. But I still think that this works. It's like if you go to a breakfast place strictly for breakfast, then it's breakfast. But if you go to a place that has both breakfast and lunch, then it's brunch.
So even if you would pull up at 8 a.m.
Well, no, the time frame still applies. That's what I'm saying.
So Jason's saying that brunch, the definition of brunch, is when a group of people can go sit down at a restaurant and one can order a burger and the other one can order pancakes.
Yes.
That's not brunch. Brunch is in the middle of breakfast and lunch. It doesn't matter the place. Okay. Brunch. Overrated or underrated? I think overrated.
Underrated.
Jace?
Okay. I'm pulling up the Oxford definition, right? And I have to ask you about this because this definition is kind of weird. It says a late morning meal eaten instead of breakfast and lunch. So if you eat brunch, does that mean you forfeit both your breakfast and lunch?
So okay.
This is what brunch is.
It's combining the two.
Yes. Well, that would make sense why it's called brunch.
Yeah.
Big brain over
Well,
here.
yeah. Well, obviously, but I'm saying
Brunch is a late breakfast and an early lunch. If you listen,
I don't think anyone's arguing with you.
My argument is brunch food is different than both breakfast and lunch food.
Okay, you're arguing about the food.
It can be
We're
the
arguing about just what brunch is in general.
after seeing what this definition is, I think it could be either breakfast or lunch food within that time frame.
I think it's a time frame.
Okay, I think you guys are overlooking.
That forfeits your lunch and your breakfast.
I think it's an event. I think the event of brunch is you get to sleep in, you then get to go order food that's not breakfast or lunch, and then you have.
So it's like getting food after church.
Like, what do you get after
Well,
church?
I do too go to church. I go to church at 5 p.m. So then I go have dinner.
Whoa.
Jace never rated it.
Yeah, so I think I said that right away. I think I said underrated. I like brunch.
Me and Jace are disagreeing on the definition of it, but we're agreeing on its rating.
Yeah.
Guys, comment down below what you think.
Yeah, I actually want to hear.
I'll put up a poll on Spotify.
Okay. YouTube. I'm gonna speak right away.
Okay.
I think I'm one of the few that still use YouTube as often as it used to be used. I think YouTube is now officially underrated. Since TikTok has taken over and Instagram now has like Reels and Snapchat and all that, I think YouTube, the long form content, is underrated.
What do you think of YouTube's short form content?
I think
What do
that's
you think
just dumb. I don't watch those.
all YouTube Shorts is
It's
like
Instagram and Snapchat Reels.
you'll get like the occasional like actual real human being, and then it'll just be like Family Guy clips with someone playing like some random app underneath.
Okay, wait. I think I might be confused on what it is, because I don't think that's hilarious.
It's interesting.
Overrated or underrated YouTube?
I'll say YouTube.
I'm gonna say underrated. I still use YouTube. I think it's good as both entertainment and for educational purposes. If you don't know how to do something, you can look it up.
Also, like marketing, like people can like promote their stuff on there.
And I think
Yeah.
now that especially attention spans have been, since TikTok, thank you TikTok, it's hard for people to like go start a show that's like probably 40 minutes long or a TikTok that's 20 seconds long. So then watch a YouTube video that's like 15 minutes long.
See, YouTube videos are hard for me to get through.
So you're down deep in TikTok.
It might take me like a couple days to finish a YouTube video.
That's
if it's
crazy.
longer than 10.
So overrated or underrated then for
I
you?
think it's freshly underrated.
Freshly underrated. What do you think about TikTok then? Underrated or overrated for TikTok?
I so want to say, oh, it's so overrated. It's so like bad for you, whatever. I'm so addicted to it.
I acknowledge it's bad for me, and like, will I be able to ever put my phone down? Maybe.
Here's what I'm going to say. I acknowledge that it's so overrated, but I don't care. So I will say overrated.
So overrated, but I'm there for all of it.
I think it's overrated, and I think it's gonna get banned. I'm predicting this, and I think it's going to get
For
banned
the
in the
sake
United
of
States
us,
of
I
America.
think it should be banned, but I'm enjoying myself when I'm on it.
It's on the Senate floor in Montana right now. You get banned in Montana.
No way.
Yeah, it's banned for universities and for state government as well as federal government.
Okay, because I know
This
that
is news
my
to me.
I
Breaking
have
news.
no, my dad and brother that are in the military. They can't.
Yeah, it's banned for like federal
So
government and
that's
state
now
government.
happening to people that live on campus, like go to university.
I think it's for. I don't know how they would regulate that. I think it's for like professors and like people that teach at these
Wow.
universities, like for like university like
That's getting scary.
Yeah.
places. But it's on the floor to be banned for the entire state of Montana.
Montana?
Yeah,
So
which is
shit in Montana.
which is gonna be a really hard thing to do because how do you ban an app for people in a state?
Regulate that. Like, do you
Would that
look
be
at
like a police officer law, or like would
That would be
Montana
like they
phones
would
be-
go through like through like cellular companies and like Wi-Fi companies to have it banned. So they go through like AT&T, Verizon, and like all this, and then
Okay,
Wi-Fi.
like, be for real with
providers.
me. Would that be a reason for you to move somewhere? Like if TikTok got banned, would you have to move?
No.
that down to you.
You would
No,
move?
Move? I'm not saying I would move because of TikTok.
This
God,
is my
no.
prediction though. I think Elon Musk, he's gonna bring back Vine because it's already an established
I
name
love Vine.
of short form content. He's gonna like bring that in with like Twitter.
But here's the thing.
So like every app now they have like their short form content. I think Twitter's gonna have that too, and it's gonna be like Twitter Vine.
Yeah, if TikTok gets taken away just because it's owned by some other country, all these apps that are owned by us, they'll just make basically the same app and just like put it under their name. So it'll be fine.
Humor will just still carry over to
Yeah.
that's. I wish there was an auto scroll on TikTok so I didn't have to like use my own. Finger.
Oh, see that's but
It's a lot of work.
The people what our screen time for TikTok is, or is that like
Okay,
exposing
no,
ourselves?
I think it would be good for us to do that.
oh, I can tell you mine right now.
His is 0. He probably doesn't.
0 minutes. I don't have TikTok.
Okay, I get it. You're better than
Where do you find your screen time?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'll look at my like Instagram because that's probably.
There's no way it's this. No way.
How much is it? Show me.
Or I'll look at my YouTube.
Hold on. Where is yours? No way that's real. Okay, do yours first. This is embarrassing. Okay, these are our screen times for TikTok in the last week.
In the last week I spent. This is terrible. My mom's gonna be pissed.
Wait, yeah, maybe we shouldn't say this.
Should we say it?
I think it'd be good for us.
Tell me how much yours is.
Okay.
Mine's 11 hours. Okay, we have to say it then. We have to say it. Okay.
It's the same as YouTube. That's crazy.
Okay. Liv, how many?
For the whole week. By the way, it's the end of the week.
So whatever from today is the last week.
So you're looking at you're under week and you're looking at your like most used and then.
So my
okay.
most used app is YouTube, or like longest, and that was like 11 hours and 21 minutes. TikTok is my number 2, and this is embarrassing, and now that I'm saying it out loud, I'll try to work on it. It's 11 hours and 17 minutes.
Wow. Okay, TikTok is also my number 2. At a whopping.
What's your number 1?
Yes.
Snapchat.
TikTok is number 2. At a whopping 11 hours and 4 minutes.
I watched more TikTok
You
than
watched
you.
more TikTok. Give me that story. Give me that story. And
That's
you were just
embarrassing.
making fun of me. Okay, Jason.
See my TikTok 0 minutes, guys. I know. I'm just.
I'll delete it one day.
My number one.
It'll get deleted.
My number 1 is YouTube as well.
What's your time for that?
2 hours 31 minutes.
What? This last week?
When are you on
Show
your
me.
phone?
I don't believe it.
I have YouTube.
What do you
and
do?
I have
My
YouTube,
phone just fell down in the couch.
and I have Snapchat that's above it,
Honestly, that's
but
probably good for me.
it's Snapchat and then YouTube actually,
What do you do?
because
Snapchat's
it just
your number
switched because I got a notification.
No way. No, Jace, that must be your daily.
No, this
Show me.
the-
26 minutes on Snap.
this week. No, 2 hours.
Oh,
What the heck?
what the? That's crazy.
I don't use my phone. Like I probably this week was probably a down week for me just because I had like track and stuff, and I was like working on something on my computer too. So I probably have more screen time on my computer right now. Than,
Like video games?
I haven't in a while. I don't that frequently anymore. No, just because I've been busy. I would.
We'd have another one. Surprises. Like, anything. Surprise gifts, surprise parties, surprise.
Can I ask you one more question about your screen time? I just real quick. What's your daily average? Because I want to see that.
Of hours?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Jason's is probably like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Mine's
If we have any teachers watching this, they're gonna like give us more homework to fill that time. Okay, so my daily average for my phone usage is 6 hours and 39 minutes.
Mine is 5 hours and 55 minutes.
2
And
hours.
here's the thing, though. This is why our averages, at least for me, are higher than like my parents would be. They watch their shows on the TV. I watch my shows on my phone. And that adds up on your hourly thing. And each episode is like an hour long. So like if you're watching all your episodes, that adds up quick.
And that's another reason why I don't like watch things on my phone that often either. I'll listen to a good podcast, and that doesn't count towards screen time because I don't have my screen on right now. Because I don't do YouTube podcasts. I do the audio ones.
Okay, back to surprises. Overrated or underrated?
Surprises, just surprises in
Just
general.
surprises in general.
Getting
Yep.
surprised. Yep.
For me personally, I'll speak on it. Speaking from someone who's never had a surprise birthday party before,
That's so sad.
I think they're underrated. I love surprising people. I think we should do it more often.
I 100% agree with that.
I think
I've never had a surprise birthday party either. I don't think it's a
so.
very
If anyone's listening, when it's December 22nd, Jace, what's your birthday?
July 23rd.
Plan some parties. I agree with you guys.
I think there's so many I think surprising people is an art
think-
form.
like
And
like
being
imagine.
able to pull it off, like that's just satisfying.
Well, not even just surprise birthday parties too. Like when you walk into like shout out Mrs. Burger in a Mrs. Burger's classroom, and you see donuts sitting there. It brings you up just like that.
Yeah.
Just that little thing that you didn't know about. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't think anyone was gonna be like surprises.
Well, I
Overrated.
think some people don't like surprise. They're like, I want to know what's going on. Like, I don't want a surprise birthday party. Or
that is very true. I think
Or like
I told like 2 days before if we're gonna get donuts, because then like I won't like have this or this before. Like,
yeah. We definitely know people like that
Well,
that
yeah.
need to have it
Yeah.
like in their planner. Like
yeah.
this is going on. This is happening.
I have one. Hot weather / summer.
That is something that I feel like I don't know why, but I feel like when I was a kid, I thought hot weather wasn't that bad. Like I thought it was like I loved when it's hot outside. But now when I go outside and it's hot outside, I feel like
Suffocated.
I feel terrible. Like it's just not a good time. And I think most of the time now it's because when I'm outside during the summer, I'm usually running, and then when it's hot outside when I'm running, it's not a fun time.
Summer is overrated.
But in the winter, I'll be like, I want it to be summer, and then when it's the same thing.
And I think that's because we live in such an extreme state.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's negative 80
I
or like
know.
positive like 100.
I think another reason. Are you saying summer in general or the weather? Of
The
summer?
weather.
Okay. I also think the hot weather is overrated.
I'm more of like a fall. I like the
Yes.
sweatpants. I like the hoodies.
I'd rather be too cold than too hot.
Yeah. And then when you're like trying to sleep at night and it's hot,
Yeah.
it's terrible.
It's just uncomfortable. It's not fun.
And I think another thing that's nice about the cold is like you get used to it. Like today it's like 36, 38 degrees, something like that. And I walked outside in my slides and a t-shirt and I felt fine. I didn't feel cold.
I think that's also just something in like. See, now that we talked about it, I'm gonna be like,
North Dakota.
I have another good one. Being right.
Being right.
Overrated or underrated? Think about it.
Ask a question.
Yes.
Was it an argument that you walked away from it, realizing that you verbally
It could
attacked
be.
the other person?
I think it's overrated. I think the feeling that you get from being right lasts like 2 seconds and then you're just like, oh,
I think it's
whatever.
very circumstantial.
It is very
Like,
circumstantial.
there's
That's
some of
also
those
true.
people where you're
What's
like,
your main
"Oh."
circumstance you're thinking of?
Well, I think peers for sure. I think sometimes I like will argue just because I know I'm right and I know that's.
I will admit, I'm a very stubborn person when it comes to proving my points and being right. I'll fight for that, and sometimes I do it in a bad way. It's not okay, and it is overrated, so I'm gonna have to go with overrated. But I just had to put out there that, like, I am big on being right.
Yeah, I said it. It's overrated. Okay. I thought
What
it
is
would.
it?
This podcast.
Ooh.
I'll say she's underrated.
I would say underrated.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Why?
I think it's I think it's underrated. Just like a feeling I have. I don't know.
Do you think we're gonna make it big one day, guys?
Yes.
I agree.
Yep. 100%. I think it's guaranteed at this point.
President's Day, everyone.
It's President's Day.
Before we leave, since it is President's Day,
Why did I not know
let's
that?
go around the room and name our top 2 presidents.
Mine's Abe Lincoln and JFK. Jace, what are yours?
You can't put me on the spot
I'll
like
go
this.
then. For me, Bush.
You don't even know.
No, the one that.
It is not even
Yes, it
President's
is.
Day.
Is it President's Day February 16th?
It's February
Dude,
20th.
I
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure President's Day happened already. Because it's like George Washington's birthday or something.
We have today off of school because it's like spring break WDA weekend. Did you think it was because
Yeah.
It's because if it was Girls' State, it would be today, and then
No,
also
guys, I literally
men's
when we were in
retreat-
the car waiting for Jace to respond.
We don't have to get into it. Thank you guys so much for listening.
I got a notification from Snapchat and it was a video and it was saying Happy President's Day.
At least it wasn't TikTok.
Anyways, mine are Abe, JFK, and Bush. George Bush. Is it George? The one?
yeah,
yeah.
it is George Bush. There's 2 George Bushes. Which
The
which
younger
George
one.
Bush? The younger one. George,
George
W.
Yeah.
James Buchanan and James Garfield.
That's a cat, so nice try.
He got
Okay.
shot.
So did JFK. So, R.I.P.
So did Abe Lincoln. Wow. We all have that in common, isn't it?
So don't be president if you don't want to get shot Isn't
Wha-
there
what-
Henry
what'd you
Davis?
say?
as a president.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the imaginary bell. Goodbye.